Assalamu alaikum. I am Mithun Ali. My topic is Pareto efficiency, allocation with production. In this slide, we extend the first and second welfare theorem to economics with production. It connects the correlation, equilibrium allocation, and Pareto efficient allocation. In economics, efficiency plays a central role in understanding how resources can be allocated to maximize welfare. One of the most important notions of efficiency is Pareto efficiency. A Pareto efficiency ensures that no individual will better off without others worse off. In production economics, Pareto efficiency require coordination between two sides. One number, consumer side, that drive utility from consuming goods, and two number, farm side, who produce good using limited resource like capital and labor. The next slide, feasible allocation and Pareto efficiency. In feasible allocation, give an allocation x and y. X denoted the consumer allocation and y producer allocation. A feasible allocation refers to distribution of good to consumer and production. Plan to farm, where Xi is consumption bundle of consumers, Yi is production plans of farm J. Summation Xi equals summation Ei plus summation Yi is total amount of good available for consumption, where is the initial endowment of consumer I. This condition ensure that total consumption initial endowment plus total production, where no allocation outside this condition is possible. In Pareto efficiency, there is no alternative allocation, that is UIXI greater than or equal UIXI, and for all consumer UI x prime I greater than equal UIXI for at least one consumer. That means nobody utility decreases, at least one person utility steadily increases. In the optimization problem with input, in optimization problem, consider an economy with two goods to farm, two input such as labor and capital. Find the Pareto efficient allocation. The Pareto efficient allocation, we want to maximize utility of consumers. One, where x1i consumer good 1 by consumer 1, x2i consumption good 2 by consumer I. This must all be non-negative because negative consumption is impossible. Utility constant, that's how we maximize consumer first wants utility while ensuring consumer to get at least some minimum utility u prime 2. This maximizes one person welfare while keeping the other person at a granted satisfaction level. In technology, feasibility and Lagrangian function. It The output of farm 1 cannot excess it, that is known as production feasibility, and other total labor and total capital used cannot excess it available labor L prime and capital K prime, that known as input feasibility. To solve Lagrangian function, we combine everything, where lambda Lagrange multiplier for consumer to utility and U1 U2 multiplier of production facility of goods. The next slide, the Pareto efficiency with graph. This graph show that the consumer Edwards box, the axis represents quantity of good 1 and good 2. Each point in box show a possible allocation of two goods between two consumer. In point E, in point E, initial endowment is inefficient and point X prime feasible allocation but not Pareto efficient. Point X bar is tendency point, that is Pareto efficient. A C to C is the hollow contact curve and with the many indifference curve. Same slope of indifference curve. In consumption and production efficiency, in consumption efficiency means all consumer must face the same trade-off between the goods that expressed MRS 1 to I equal MRS 2 1 equal I J. MRS represent the rate a consumer is willing to trade goods 1 for good to maintain utility. If consumers have different MRS, trade can improve welfare. In production efficiency, the farm requires that the resources are used optimally across all farms. The first order with the condition means MRTS between labor and capital must be equal across farm. Otherwise, reallocating input can increasing the total output, implying inefficiency. Combining these above two conditions for efficiency, consumption, and production, that is, MRTS must coincide with the rate at which unit of good 2 can be transformed into unit of goods 1. There have two results. One, if we FO from farm 1 to farm 2, marginal product of good 2 decreases, while good 1 is increases. The last slide, Pareto efficiency condition. The Pareto efficiency requires two level of balance. One across consumer that equal MRS. It is consumption efficiency. The second condition across farm where equal MRTS, it is production efficiency. Other Pareto efficiency condition have feasibility and product mix efficiency. Feasibility where total resource consume total resource consume equal resource available and production. Product mix consume where MRS equal MRT if ensuring equal between consumer and producer. This is all the Pareto efficiency condition with production economy. Thank you.